Get ready for the biggest stories hitting your feed right now. We start with the tech world settling a major legal battle. The Times of India tech desk has been tracking the fallout from the school district lawsuit concerning youth mental health claims across platforms like YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. We dive deep into how these major digital platforms are navigating these complex claims and what this means for student well-being in the digital age. Like hormones and antibiotics. She is building a bridge between ranchers and consumers, raising crucial questions about transparency and understanding in the food supply chain. And finally, breaking celebrity news. Elsie Hewitt has seemingly confirmed the split rumors involving Pete Davidson in a recent TikTok video, stating she is raising her daughter Scotty Rose on her own. We break down what Hewitt shared about doing it solo and what this means for the couple amid recent reports. Stay with us for the full story. YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok have reached a settlement in a school district lawsuit concerning claims related to youth mental health. This development marks a significant moment in the ongoing discussions surrounding the impact of social media platforms on young users. While specific details of the lawsuit and the terms of the settlement have not been fully disclosed in this report, the resolution suggests a negotiated outcome between the tech giants and the educational institution. The case highlights the growing scrutiny placed on how these platforms affect the mental well-being of adolescents, prompting a response from the companies involved. The Times of India's tech desk is actively monitoring such developments, providing readers with accurate and timely updates on stories impacting technology and the digital landscape. A grassroots online movement is attempting a high-stakes rescue for the collapsed Spirit Airlines, with a TikTok creator raising over $335 million in public pledges to acquire the airline. Hunter Peterson initiated the campaign after posting a video pitching the idea of turning Spirit into a publicly owned airline funded by everyday travelers, which garnered over 7 million views in a single week and rapidly evolved into a significant movement. Peterson launched a website allowing supporters to pledge funds for the acquisition. While these pledges are non-binding and do not involve actual payments, the speed at which interest grew has drawn considerable attention, with Peterson drawing inspiration from the publicly held ownership structure of the Green Bay Packers. The online effort follows Spirit Airlines' official cessation of operations on May 2, following months of severe financial distress. The airline had been engaged in bankruptcy restructuring, route cuts, layoffs, and negotiations for a proposed $500 million government bailout, but these talks ultimately failed due to political opposition and creditor resistance. Spirit's shutdown marks the end of over 30 years in business. Known for its bare-bones fares and separate charges for extras, Spirit had struggled with mounting pressures. These challenges included rising labor costs, intense competition, grounded aircraft due to engine defects, the collapse of a planned merger with JetBlue Airways, and a surge in fuel costs following geopolitical events. Spirit CEO Dave Davis had previously stated the airline required hundreds of millions of additional dollars of liquidity that it could not secure. The airline is currently refunding direct bookings, while passengers using travel credits or loyalty points are anticipated to proceed through bankruptcy proceedings. The stalled $500 million rescue talks could have significant repercussions for low-cost fares, travelers, and thousands of employees. Spirit Airlines now faces the imminent possibility of liquidation amidst rising costs, failed merger attempts, and escalating competition. A young agriculture influencer is leveraging social media platforms like TikTok to bridge the growing divide between beef producers and consumers, tackling complex and often controversial aspects of modern beef production. Anna Kabza, a recent doctoral graduate in feedlot nutrition, is becoming a recognizable advocate by explaining the science behind practices such as the use of hormones and antibiotics in beef. Her work aims to foster a better understanding between those who raise the livestock and the public. Kabza noted a significant lack of mutual understanding regarding how beef and other foods are produced. Kabza is utilizing platforms like Instagram, which boasts nearly 90,000 followers, and TikTok, where her content reaches hundreds of thousands of views, to communicate with younger generations. Her journey into agriculture began in rural Nebraska through a 4-H project involving breeding heifers, which inspired her to pursue animal science at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. She ultimately specialized in feedlot nutrition, recognizing its critical role in beef production. Earning her PhD was also a strategic move to build credibility within an industry, increasingly valuing advanced degrees. Currently based near Cody, Nebraska, where her husband's family operates a cow-calf ranch, Kabza is pursuing a career in consulting or technical services while building her online presence. She initially turned to social media to monetize her passion for agricultural education, finding it an effective way to reach curious and skeptical consumers, and later, producers themselves. She emphasizes the need for transparency, addressing subjects like industrial-scale beef production that are often overlooked. However, Kabza acknowledges the challenge posed by social media, noting that confronting existing biases online can create internal conflict due to the lack of tone in digital communication. She points out that misinformation can originate within the industry itself, highlighting the nuances often lost in online discourse between commercial beef operations and direct-to-consumer producers. Industry leaders concur on the need for better communication. Becky Langley, president of the Wyoming Cattle Women, stresses the importance of personal connection. She observes that many Americans are disconnected from their food sources and vulnerable to inaccurate online information, exacerbated by the rise of AI and manipulated content. Langley argues that producers must share their authentic stories to combat this, but many remain hesitant to be fully public. Langley suggests that while face-to-face interaction remains vital, social media is becoming unavoidable. She advocates for producers to learn how to use platforms like TikTok and Instagram effectively, not just for education, but also for marketing and advocacy. Workshops teaching ranchers how to navigate these digital spaces are seen as increasingly valuable tools for the industry. The core message across both influencers and industry advocates is that bridging the knowledge gap requires adapting communication strategies to meet audiences where they are, whether that is through detailed scientific explanations or personal storytelling. Elsie Hewitt has seemingly confirmed rumors of a split with Pete Davidson in a recent TikTok video, stating that she is raising her daughter, Scotty Rose, on her own. The statement comes amid reports from multiple news outlets suggesting the couple separated following the birth of their daughter in December. Hewitt, 30, addressed the situation in a video after being spotted pushing their daughter in a stroller in New York City. She expressed exhaustion, noting the demands of work and motherhood, saying, "I'm doing it on my own, which is hard." Hewitt also engaged with comments supporting her as a single mother. Channel YouTube has reported that despite the rumors, Hewitt and Davidson are reportedly working on their relationship amid reports of the split. Insiders suggest the couple was already struggling before the birth, and that things happened quickly between them. Reports indicate that the pair were attempting to develop a co-parenting plan, with a mutual desire to remain friends, though acknowledging the current difficulty. Regardless of the romantic status, Scotty remains the top priority for both parents. Hewitt had previously confirmed the birth of Scotty Rose in December. The couple was first linked romantically in March 2025 and announced their pregnancy in July 2025. Prior to the split rumors, the couple had publicly discussed plans for marriage and having more children together in January 2025. Davidson has recently expressed enjoyment in fatherhood, describing the experience as primal and protective toward their daughter.